As you can read in the caption above, we're a family of 6 going on 7 living in a 1-bedroom apartment. As the kids grow older, that means we constantly have to adapt our environment to give them more means for privacy and extra space. When outside our environment appears cluttered, disorganized, what have you. But quite frankly, after making do for nearly 3 years now, I have nothing but a grateful spirit for the roof over our head. Generally, the instant judgment me and my husband receive, why have so many kids if you don't have enough space for them? See, my perception is judgment comes from a place of not having the experience. When you've experienced enough, you generally don't judge people. I can tell you after everything I've been through in the past 3 years, there's very little I have to judge people on. I would be lying if I said there wasn't a point in my life that I was so naive that I might have judged a poor person based off their appearance. And like I said, I have learned a lot. I generally look like I'm roughing it, but that's because our kids come first. I do everything I can to keep our environment clean and tidy. When it comes down to it, I could shove everything my kids have in one bedroom of some of these houses I see, and it would really look like nothing. We try to teach our kids to take care of what they have, be grateful for what we have. We keep praying and pushing for the growth that we want. Appreciate y'all watching. See you in the next video.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are talking about Resilient Jenkins. That's the mom of 4 that is now pregnant with her 5th child. So guys, her situation is that she lives in a 1-bedroom with 4 kids plus herself and her partner. So she's getting a lot of comments saying that, oh, your kids doesn't have enough room to grow, or it's not healthy for the kids to be in such confined space. So guys, what are your thoughts? Sometimes every parents have a different opinion and different views on what works for that family, but you always have to remember each family makes the decision of what works best for them. So you might need a bigger space for you and your 4 children, but maybe she's more comfortable in that space because she may be able to be home a lot more or not have to work because her space is smaller, so it doesn't need 2 income to keep that small space going. So as I'm saying, in our situation as a family of 7, because I have 5 kids plus myself and my husband, we both need to work because we have a bigger home and it takes a lot to run that home. So there's pros and cons in that situation. And not only that, you get to keep an eye on your kids close by. When you have a bigger space, especially the older they get, they sneak off to their bedroom or whatever, you don't have the same bonding because each person on their phone or they're doing their own thing, where with a smaller space everybody might be watching the same movie and stuff like that. So guys, let me know what your opinions are. Leave it in the comment section and let's continue watching.
We finally did it, y'all. After 2 years, we got our first viral video. Woohoo! We want to start off by saying thank you and welcome to our new followers. We appreciate any and all support we receive from everybody. Now let's bounce back to that viral video for a second, because if you've seen it, you may know there is some comments that are a little bit nasty. But this was something both myself and Drew were highly prepared for. In fact, we had both assumed that once a video went viral, it would be because of some hateful comments. Sadly, hate spreads a lot faster than love in this world. But if it's gonna spread our content, then go ahead and keep on hating. The fact is, nobody's gonna be harder on a parent than they are on themselves. But Drew and I make every attempt to put our kiddos first, and that's seen through our content if you're a true follower. A little backstory for you. Drew and I met online during COVID, and we weren't able to meet in person quite as soon as we wanted to. We spoke for quite some time online and then finally got to meet in person. Honestly, it was an instant connection. We spent some time together, but we wanted the kids to meet. And at the time, Drew had his son and I had my 2 daughters. When they met, it was an instant connection as well. Best believe we left it in their hands to decide if they wanted to call us mom and dad, and they decided on their own, yes, that is my daddy, that is my mommy. You see, to some it doesn't need to be a blood connection, there's a spiritual connection too. Again, that's something we were prepared for. As a multicultural family, we were prepared to receive some unnecessary hate, and in some cases we already have. Our family has fought through the thick and thin together, but in every way, we're like any other family. Our kids have an unbreakable bond, and Drew and I have a spiritual connection like nothing I've ever experienced. I absolutely love being this man's wifey and being these kids' mama. Drew shows us every day by his hard work and his constant ability to keep high spirits for his family that he loves us more than anything. Let's say thank you again for the new followers, and thank you for getting to know us. We'll see y'all in the next video. Welcome, spend a wholesome night with the Resilient Jenkins. We started off with our typical nighttime routine of making sure everything gets cleaned up. Now, unfortunately, the belt keeps going out on our vacuum, so we just go ahead and use the hose attachment. We got the floors swept and mopped in the bed area and got the beds back down for bedtime. And I wanted to cut out some extra time to go through both of my son's toy boxes and get rid of some stuff that they've already outgrown. Now, have you know, my son asked me if he could take over vacuuming. He said he really wanted to give it a try. While going through the toy bins, I noticed there was a bunch of newborn toys that my son had barely ever had interest in, so they were barely used. Maybe my daughter might have some interest, so we'll go ahead and put them aside for her. Vacuum the area back up and go ahead and put the rug back down. After I was finished resetting the kids area with them, I went back into mine and my husband's room. I used that drawer of newborn toys for my daughter, and then me and the kids just worked on writing down our manifestations. A little intervention to get the toddler back his mattress so he can jump on it. I wanted to give my kids a little razzle-dazzle magic feel. So I brought out my sage and let the kids both have a chance to hold it. After some reading and writing, I did the hair care for the night. My older son asked for me to cut his hair tomorrow, so we went ahead and left it for the night. And y'all, I promise my toddler was fine right there. My boy just doesn't like hair time. Thank you for spending the night with us. We'll see y'all in the next video. Hey y'all, your girl did it again in another viral video, but woo, these days people love to be hating. And honestly, I only have one thing to say to those people. Y'all are entitled to your opinion, and there's a key word in that phrase. I really feel like people just don't even think before they make some of these comments, because I think, quite honestly, a lot before I do anything. My husband and myself thoroughly thought through how much hate we were going to receive for posting and being honest about our living situation. But if I'm being real with you, the folks whose opinions would actually matter, like, say, our apartment manager and the city in which we live in, all of the kids' teachers, really anybody who matters, knows that me and my husband have 4 going on 5 kids, and we are living in a 1-bedroom apartment. Of course, that is not ideal, but not ideal to whose standard? Not everybody has the same opinion of what their housing should look like. In fact, our dreams lie around the potential of one day owning a tiny home. I don't know about the whole tiny home community. Look into it. It's really cool. Whether you choose to agree with our lifestyle or not, that's just it. It's our lifestyle. I could personally never come at another mama who I could see is just doing her absolute best and making the best of the situation in which she's in. And again, that's on you if you want to. It won't stop the constant grind and motivation that me and my husband have to keep this going. You see, we have a whole plan, a whole lot of dreams to continue. If we were to sit and dwell on the hate, that would just take from the time we can be productive. I've heard plenty of stories of people coming from the bottom and making it to the top. Beauty of this is we get to show our progress. We get to show our journey. And whether you see it or not, we've actually come quite a ways. We keep open communication with our children about all of our journey. And whether you choose to believe this or not, they actually are happy and grateful for everything we go through. We're a tight-knit family. We enjoy being close. We look forward to every growth opportunity that God has in the plans for us. Welcome and hi to all of our new followers. Thank you for watching. We'll see y'all in the next video. That's a cute little way to wrap them.
You look better than I thought they would.
They're cute, Booby.
You actually have this one on. What is this one?
Just
You got some socks?
She left the black ones in the back.
Come on. I want to see this. Up, up. Wiggle it. There?
Yeah.
Good.
Unicorn shoot.
Yes.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Evening nighttime routine at the Jenkins household. This evening, my husband was a little bit caught up with gig work, so I told him I would pick up the kids from school, and that gave us time to just go ahead and stop at the park on our way home. And we stayed just until the sun went behind the clouds, because let me tell you, as soon as it went behind the clouds, it got chilly. We got home and did a little bit of cleanup, and then everybody was feeling tacos again, so I warmed up the rest of the leftovers and then just made a little bit of extra ground beef. We also had some leftover twice baked potatoes that I warmed up, which nobody ended up eating. Y'all, check out the legs on my toddler. He already knows the drill. As soon as I get this thing out, he's usually sitting down before I get back. This boy absolutely loves refried beans mixed with taco meat. I generally have to fix the belt on this vacuum every time I want to use the vacuum. I started to clean up the kitchen, then I just wasn't feeling the rest of it. I'm slowly trying to get my kids into a little bit more of a face routine. As of right now, we're all just sharing the supplies until we can get some more. I've really been trying to reset the bedroom for my husband every night before he gets home, so it's kind of relaxing. If you have toddlers, you know they always get daddy's attention before mama, so he was all about daddy as soon as he got home. And I can never complain because I absolutely love seeing my man interact with our babies. Thank you all for watching. See you next time. Let's make dinner for my family of 6 going on 7. Or according to the internet, what are we at, like 9 now? I started up by cutting up some russet potatoes so I could make some scallop potatoes. And I already knew I wanted to use my biggest glass pan for the chicken, so I went ahead and divided the potatoes between 2 of my other glass pans. I seasoned up the cheese sauce with some pepper, garlic, Creole seasoning, and a couple other things. And in both of those small pans, I layered the cheese sauce and the potatoes. Of course, adding a little bit of extra cheese because why not? Quick shout out to the new followers. Hey, welcome. We love to see in the comments who's here for support. Now let's get back to dinner. I washed the chicken with some lemon juice, and then I cut off a little bit of the excess fat, or skin, whatever you want to call it. I always immediately wash the sink because I never know when my kids are going to come up behind me and get into the sink. Once I was done washing the sink, I went ahead and started seasoning the chicken. A lot of the same seasoning as the potatoes. Creole, garlic, onion powder, pepper, seasoning salt, a little bit of oil to help the seasoning spread, just a little hint of browning, and some mustard. And then I spread those out on that bigger glass pan that I mentioned. And then I made just some simple butter corn. I don't dump it straight from the can though. I like to wash my corn or anything that comes from a can. Of course, the corn got some seasoning too. These are the plates I got ready for my 3 older kids, and then I broke up some chicken for my toddler. We appreciate you watching and supporting. We'll see you in the next video.
Guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I have another little quick take to add to this video. So guys, when I live in my first home, I could take a day off from work and I could clean my entire house, because that house was a much smaller home than the one that I currently live in. So just imagine now that this house is twice the size that my first home was. I could take a week and I still does not have my house completely clean. So that's just another thing to think about sometime when you're considering a bigger space. So even though she's in a smaller space, she'll probably be able to clean that faster and be able to have her kids also in the one era where she can keep an eye on them. Because trust me, especially when they turn teenagers, they need more room, but it doesn't require a mansion to raise kids. So guys, that's just my little take. Thank you so much again, and I will see you all in my next video. Much love to you guys. Bye.